Wait, back in 1025, where the UK stands today, there was no United Kingdom. Where the USA stands today, there was no America. So, who was actually there? After hearing the answer, you'll never trust your school history books again. And one more thing. At the end of this video, I will reveal the secret of a civilization that was far more advanced than Europe, yet history erased it from existence. These are the Elite Files. The year was 1025 AD. No GPS, no mobiles, no borders. The people who rule the world today didn't even exist back then. And the people who ruled back then, no one knows them today. But hidden within their stories is a secret, one that directly affects the world we live in now. Let's head toward the UK first, England, 1025 AD. You might think there was an English king on the throne. Wrong. In 1025, England was ruled by a Danish Viking. His name was Cnut the Great. And it wasn't just England, Denmark, Norway, parts of Sweden, all were under the feet of one single man. Historians name this dominion the North Sea Empire, and you'll be amazed to hear this. Cnut was the only English king against whom not a single person rose up during his entire reign. No rebellions, no coups. In 1,000 years of English history, that record still stands strong today. So, a Viking conqueror who originally came to England to pillage became England's most stable and respected monarch. You've probably heard a story that Cnut ordered the ocean waves to stop, and in school you might have been taught that he was a fool. But the records of the Elite Files say it was the exact opposite. Cnut staged this drama himself. In front of his courtiers, he intentionally went to the seashore. He commanded the waves, and the waves didn't stop. Then he turned around and said, "Look, I am a king, but the sea does not obey me. In this world, there is only one ultimate power, and it isn't me." This wasn't foolishness. It was a Viking warrior teaching his court a lesson in humility. In 1025 AD Scotland, that was a separate country, a separate king, a separate realm. Wales, it was divided into tiny, separate kingdoms. There was no single Britain, only a collection of different rulers. Now let's go to where the USA stands today, and here lies the biggest secret of the Elite Files. In 1025 AD, America did not exist. Columbus arrived in 1492. The USA was formed in 1776. This means that just 1,000 years ago, there was no America, no USA. But was the land empty? Absolutely not. And those who were there were more advanced than Europe. In present-day Illinois, near St. Louis, in 1000 AD, there was a city whose population was larger than London's. London, the center of Europe. Back then, it was small. This Native American city, back then, was massive. Its name was Cahokia, North America's first and largest city. Between 10,000 to 40,000 people lived there. There were over 120 massive earthen mounds, built like pyramids. The largest mound, Monk's Mound, stands 100 feet high with a 15-acre base. To this day, it remains the largest man-made earthen structure in North America. UNESCO has declared it a World Heritage Site. And these people didn't just build homes. From the Great Lakes to the Gulf of Mexico, thousands of miles, they traded copper, shark teeth, and seashells. 1,000 years ago, without any maps, without any compasses. And that thing I mentioned earlier, which Europe only discovered 500 years later, was an advanced system of corn farming. Cahokia had mastered by 950 AD, what Europe only learned in the 1400s. Then came the 1300s, and Cahokia began to fall silent. Why? Climate change. Rain patterns shifted. Maize crops were destroyed. People began to scatter. The city began to empty. And then, one day, Cahokia was nothing more than a silent field. An entire civilization that was more advanced than Europe was reduced to nothing but mounds of earth. And when Columbus arrived in 1492, he couldn't see Cahokia because Cahokia was already gone. History erased an entire civilization, and we didn't even realize it. So, in 1025 AD, in the UK, Cnut the Great's North Sea Empire, England, Denmark, Norway, in Scotland, a separate king, in Wales, small, individual kingdoms, in North America, Cahokia, a thriving metropolis. In the Southwest, the Pueblo people, living in multi-story stone houses carved into cliffs. In the Northeast, woodland tribes, thriving in their own world. There was no UK as we know it today. There was no USA as we know it today. There were only people, fully alive, in their own time. History teaches us this. No empire lasts forever. No city remains for eternity. Cahokia faded. The North Sea Empire dissolved. But their stories, they live on, because the elite files unearths them. In the next file, the story of a battle where 55,000 destroyed 300,000 in just 3 hours. And if this battle hadn't happened, the British would never have been able to occupy India. That file is ready. If you liked this video, hit like, subscribe, tell.